About a year ago, I noticed that my anxiety, and especially my social anxiety, always showed up in three stages. Stage one is anticipation. Before an event or the thing you fear, you might rehearse what you'll say. There will also be a lot of anticipatory anxiety floating around. At this stage, it helps to remind yourself that you're not an anxious person, you're just a person currently experiencing anxiety. These feelings will pass, guaranteed. Then, depending on the thing that you're anticipating, try to do the bare essential preparation and then let go until it's time to act. And while you're waiting, you could go through the stop method, go for a mindful walk, or just tell yourself that I can see that this back and forth in my head is adding to my anxiety. It's not helping. I'm clearly trying to fight off this anxiety, and I just need to be okay with having some doubts. There's no way to completely eliminate uncertainty, and my worrying and attempts to solve how I'm feeling isn't helping. Very quickly, I'm creating a small 10-day workshop for people with anxiety. If this sounds interesting, I'll put the link down below and you'll have access to it as soon as it's ready. Stage two is in the moment. When anxiety shows up, you might feel hyper self aware of everything your thoughts, your body sensations, all the possible things that could go wrong. Most people with anxiety are pretty good at being hard on themselves, so this is where a lot of judgment might show up. And in those moments, when anxiety and adrenaline is at its highest, it can feel like those thoughts are real and true, when in reality, they rarely are. A few things that you can do in this stage is acceptance and self compassion. Notice your anxiety and say thanks, but you're not really needed right now. If you freeze and your mind goes blank, that's okay. Just tell the other person, I'm sorry, but my mind's gone blank. And finally, focus outwardly. So focus on the people, the smells, the scenery that's going on around you, and that will get you out of this inward focus. Stage three is the aftermath. So, after the anxious event is over, this is where the rumination kicks in, replaying what happened, running through even more what ifs, thinking about this thing happening again in the future, and just filling your mind with a lot of negative self talk. A few weeks ago, I made a post on Reddit asking people, out of these three stages, what one affects you the most? And out of all the replies, only one person said this stage. So, on the surface, this stage might not seem like a big deal, but in my opinion, this is a stage that keeps most people stuck. Once it's fixed, this is the part that I think can lead to the most growth. So, what are the strategies within this area? I would say keep doing the exposures, keep doing the things that scare you and getting through them, but really pay attention to your self talk afterwards. Because if your self talk afterwards is rubbish, you're just going to be less likely to try again and build momentum. When we're hard on ourselves for experiencing anxiety, we're more likely to avoid. And when we avoid, it reinforces the mindset of, I'm not capable. And the longer that goes on, the more it feels true. What gets rewarded gets repeated, and what gets punished gets avoided. We need to start rewarding ourselves and giving ourselves credit for doing the scary and courageous things we do.